good to see you. I can't really see you from here, but
It's radio, so that works out perfect.
yeah, right.
All right, Ron. It's been a few years since you've been out here to Cheyenne. How have you been?
I feel like 100 pesos. I really do, and that's over $7. And I'm pretty glad about that. I don't know. I'm doing good. I mean, the career's still pumping like crazy. I got a new series coming out on Showtime June 26th called Roadies. It's not my series, but I'm in it, and it's about this huge rock band, and I'm the road manager for it. But it's about everybody but the band. It's about the roadies, and it's written and directed by Cameron Crowe and executive produced by J.J. Abrams, and it's a huge project. And why they gave me the role as the road manager, I have no idea, except I have a good voice, I guess. Been on the road for 30 years, so I know a little bit about it.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to that. I mentioned it's been like 6 years since you've been out here to Cheyenne. Do you remember anything about your last visit to Wyoming?
I don't remember much about yesterday, but Wyoming, anytime I go to a city, and I'm there for 4 hours. I fly in on Tater Air, the plane you guys bought me, and I do a show and I leave. But what I remember is that when I go to these cities, I have these diehard fans that come out and love on me, and it doesn't matter where it is. It's a blast to perform for my fans, and that's my passion anyway. So as long as I've got a good sound system and decent acoustics, and then I don't care where I'm at, and I've always thought Wyoming was beautiful, so I can't wait to come back.
You've been, I don't mean to call you old by any stretch, but you've been at this for a while, touring for a few years. Do you still enjoy getting out in front of the fans and different audiences and being on the road?
Well, you just said two different things. Do I enjoy getting out? There's nothing I like better than to do stand-up. I do stand-up every night of the week. I live in Los Angeles, and so last night, on my night off, I did a set at the Improv, I did a set at the Laugh Factory, I did a set at the Comedy Store, and so I love stand-up comedy, and I do that. I mean, that's just to whoever's there. That's not a Ron White show. I'm just working out the beats on new stuff, I still love to perform. It's the funnest thing you could ever that I could ever imagine. I don't know what you imagine, but now the touring is it's just something I'm used to. You're right. I'm 29 years, almost 30 years that I've been doing stand-up. And so I've lived on the road my whole life, half my life. I'll be 60 in December. So, it's all part of it. And I would never, consider giving up stand-up because of travel. I don't even think about it that way, really.
Ron, I know people have asked you this for the last decade, so I hate to ask you the same question, but I do have to throw out one question about the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. How did that experience change your life, and do you still keep up with all those guys?
It didn't change my life, and I hate them. No, I'm kidding. It changed my life every way a life can be changed, I think. It took me from total obscurity as a club comic, and a really solid club comic, but a club comic, into a national comedy star. So that I never saw that coming. I didn't start doing stand-up to make that happen. Even when it happened to Jeff, I didn't think it would happen to me because things like that don't happen to me. And so I knew I was a good stand-up comic, but I really, quite frankly, I never thought it would happen. And when it did, nobody's more surprised than I was, and it changed my life. And I adore Bill and Jeff and Dan, Larry, the cable guy, are just adorable people and very talented. And together, we made some really, really, really neat stuff happen.
Again, comedian Ron White will be at the Cheyenne Civic Center this Saturday. Tickets at tatersalad.com or CheyenneCivicCenter.org. A couple more questions for you before we let you go, Ron. What's your go-to scotch?
Well, my go-to liquor is tequila.
Okay.
I drink number one tequila, which is a tequila that I own. I think it's the best drink of liquor on the planet. My go-to scotch, and I drank nothing but scotch for 25 years. I mean, I didn't even drink beer. I just drank scotch. Cereal, it didn't matter. I just drank scotch, and so probably the Mac 18 or the Highland Park, older Highland Parks, but Añejo tequila is the best drink of liquor I've ever had, so that's really all I drink.
All right, gotcha. And then final thing I had for you, a few months ago, you announced your plan to run for president of the United States. Are you still hoping to run?
Oh, I am. I'm a candidate. You'll have to write me in, but I am a candidate. My paperwork's filled out and it's there. And the reason I decided to run is I was looking at the potential candidates and realized that choosing a president out of this group of people was like trying to decide which golden girl you want to have sex with for 4 years. And B. Arthur. Thank you.
Why the decision to run now, and what's a Ron White platform look like?
Well, well, quite frankly, I just have such a unique perspective on the American people in that for the last 30 years of my life, I have nonstop, and I can't even explain to you how much nonstop I'm talking about. Nonstop, I've toured back and forth across this country, nonstop, for 30 years, making the people of this country laugh, drinking with them in bars, eating in their homes, and crying with them when their kids died. I've been involved with the people of the United States, and I know them. And the candidates for president of this country do not know the American people. They do not know what they care about. They know what some buttons are, and I just couldn't stand it. I just really couldn't stand it. So I just wanted to say some things pretty loud, and I got to. So that's all right.
All right, Ron, we really appreciate your time. Final question for you. Looking forward to the show on Saturday. If folks are thinking about getting a ticket and coming out to see you here in Cheyenne, what can they expect from your performance?
I'll just beat the crap out of you is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slap you, gut you like a catfish, and leave you laying there on the pier. So if you like that kind of thing, come out to the show. All
right. I don't know if I could have sold it any better myself. Ron, thanks so much for taking the time. Safe travels this weekend. Have a great rest of your day.
Mr. Anderson, thank you for having me on your fine radio program.